Hello and welcome or welcome back. I'm Bo.
And I'm Win.
And we are budgeting by paycheck to get Win and his three kids to financial stability come what may. Okay, so
I heard we'd be kicking and screaming.
yes. I try to mix up the intro a little bit so
fair.
it's not like stale. Anyway, this is the first week of November's transactions. It's a little late because I kept falling asleep while recording and had to wait for a new day and then wait for a new day. Things happened. Okay, so on to it. The transactions start on the 1st, but I had to spread it to the day before, to the box before, because literally ran out of room. A lot of things happened on the 1st. Win used his September 20th pay. We are a month ahead on our budget, as separate from being a month ahead on bills. So we basically rolled money over and tried not to save or anything until we had enough money to cover a paycheck for each of us. And then we did it again. So we are currently 3 paychecks ahead on our budget. So we are budgeting paychecks that are older. And then we kind of mix it up which paycheck we use based on what our needs are at the time. So this is Win's September 20th pay. That was $1,988.
Ooh.
And then I used my September 26th pay, which is $1,697. And then rent came out for $1,350. Kids insurance came out for $103. Kids copay came out for $20, which was an extra copay we had to pay because one of the kids went to urgent care. And then we had snacky snacks for $10.
Not too bad.
And then also, that's still on the 1st, also Netflix came out for $17. YouTube Premium Family came out for $26. So that is it for the 1st. It was a lot. I'm sorry. It's what happens. The 1st happened on a Friday, and that's kind of how that goes. And then on the 2nd, on Saturday, another kid's copay came out for $40. This is the one that normally comes out every week, even though it came out a day late, which is weird. But that is for the kids' therapy. All the kids are in therapy every week. And then I stuffed my envelopes with $600, and I will show you on the next page how that split up. And then Fabulous, which is an app that we both use, was $2, and Dining for another $10, which was 2 separate things, I believe. Or was it?
I'm hungry.
Or it was the first that was 2 separate. I don't know. But the total was $10. And then on the 3rd, his interest income from his savings account from October 3rd was added to the budget for $36, and then more snacky snacks for $3. And that one, I believe, was me. I got a cookie at Costco. And then
You earned a treat.
Sure, I sure did. And then on the 4th, more snacky snacks for $13. And this is us and all the kids,
Yes.
which we actually did on Sunday, but it didn't come out until the 13th because we try to only use transactions that have actually cleared already. So sometimes it comes out like after the thing actually happened. And then on the 5th, this is a lot of transactions this week. Mm-hmm. On the 5th, the internet came out for $66, and then Win spent $47 of the gift money for things for the boys. And then on the 6th, his personal loan was paid, and that was actually, we had originally saved $1,385 because that's how much we thought it was, but it was not. So an additional $831 had to come out of his emergency fund to pay a total of $2,216. And then on the 7th, he saved $150 for the wedding fund, and then $6 for gifts, and then I saved $475 for insurance. And S&M had not come out yet as of the end of this pay period week. So that's it. That's a lot.
That's a lot going on.
It really was. It was a whole lot going on. Okay, so we're going to get to the revolving envelopes next. These are basically like most people who do cash stuffing will save cash in different envelopes. But we do digital budgeting, so we're just tracking it on a spreadsheet, and there's only one category that's cash, and that is health. Everything else is just in our checking account. So, groceries. We started with $156, added $70, spent $69, so there's $157 left. And then bulk buys started with $6, added $60, spent $35, so we're left with $31. Now, lately I've been doing a lot of, like, usually groceries gets $90 and bulk buys gets $40, but I've kind of been trying to even things out a little bit because we've needed a lot more things from Costco. Well, technically we didn't need to get them from Costco. We could have gotten them from other stores, but the savings that we got from buying in bulk was it was worth getting it from Costco. And that's something that I think a lot of people need to think about. Like, if you're not going to go through the item, then it may not be worth it to buy it in bulk. Like, if something's going to go bad before you use it, maybe it's not worth it to buy it in bulk, even if it's cheaper per, like, pound or whatever. So I used to make the mistake of getting, like, some fruit and vegetables from Costco, and then stuff would go bad before I ate it all, and then I'd be mad. So now we really try to stick to things that we're definitely going to go through, like toilet paper, paper towels, chips, apple juice, oatmeal, coffee. Like
the
stuff.
deli meat that's definitely going to get used in a week.
Yes. Things like that we know we're going to go through. Those are the things we get from Costco. And sometimes it just lines up that we need a bunch of those things at the same time, in which case we need to divert more money to the bulk category. But
it usually plays out all right.
Yes. And then on to transportation. So started with 17, added 60, spent 40 because I filled my gas tank. I was down to 1/8 of a tank. So now we're left with $37. Health started with 516, added 75, spent 37. That was Wynn's prescription. Left with 554.
Because I've been taking care of myself.
Yes. Now, we still have potentially 2 more medical bills to come out because you went to the urgent care one more time and then the emergency room.
That's $400.
Yep. So we don't know when those bills are going to come, but the money will be here. So whenever they do come, we'll be ready, as long as it's $400 or somewhere in that vicinity.
$412.
Okay, fantastic. So when those bills come, we should be ready.
The system works.
Yes. And then home shopping, added 25, didn't spend any, so we're left with 25. Birthdays started with 118, added 5, now we're left with 123 because we didn't spend any. Clothing started with 15, added 20, now we're at 35. There are a couple of clothing items that we are going to be getting relatively soon, so I wanted to start sending an even amount to clothing and shoes for now. And then shoes started with 105, added 20, now we're at 125. So we are almost at the point where I can replace my shoes that have holes in the back of them. It's fine. Like these.
The system almost works.
Yeah. So, well, okay. So I do have another pair of shoes. I have boots that I can wear. Those boots are also not doing great at the moment. But like it's okay. I will survive until we add more money to this. It's fine. And then pet care started with 18, added 15, so now there's 33. Personal started with 2, added 250, spent 252, left with nothing. Spent every dime. There's a concert that I want to go to that is in March, but bought tickets now because I will absolutely not allow them to sell out. So that's that.
Or for the prices to go up.
Correct. We're not doing resale because resale tickets are like robbery.
The devil.
Basically. So yeah, that's the deal with that. So let's look at what this means for the actual budget. So this budget is from November 1st to November 14th, which is a beautiful, beautiful way that played out. So it's the first 2 weeks of November and also paycheck period. So as we said, his paycheck $19.88, my paycheck $16.97, other income $36. That was his bank account interest. From savings, we took $22.63 as opposed to the $22.16, but that is because of the additional money that came from kid gifts. So that is a total of $5,984, which is more than budgeted, but that's okay. We knew we would be spending some of the kids' gift money this month, obviously, because the twins' birthday's coming up.
Huzzah.
And then we're not investing anything because that's not where we are in our journey at the moment. But on to Wynn's spending, his spending.
Definitely part of the journey is that rent, $13.50 coming in. A little bit less than budgeted on kid bills, $163.
But we still have a week, so there's still
Yeah.
going to be another 40, so we'll be over budget for that.
Womp. 66, that doesn't change. S&M collection's not there yet. Adventures 20, miscellaneous 30, as expected. Comes out to $16.29, leaving us with $4,355. Moving down to savings, our priorities that you can see right now. Putting $150 towards the wedding fund, yay, and 6 whole doll hairs. That leaves.
But to be clear, this $6, it is the first category. It's the first priority. But this $6 fully funds the twins' birthday and fully funds Christmas.
Yes, they're not getting a
for
lot.
this year. So
I'm just kidding.
That $6 is the full amount that they still need for this quarter.
Yep. I heard what you said. I know everyone understood what you said, but somehow seeing the $6 there and the way you phrase that makes it sound like we did, folks, a whole $6 for their birthday and Christmas. Merry Christmas. So that's a total of $156, leaving still $4,199, which we're gonna need.
Yep, to go on to my spending. So my monthly bills came out to $43, less than budgeted, but we still have some more coming out. His debt got $250. The other $250 will be coming out next week.
Thank you.
I love you. And then dining out, we're already over budget at $36 with a week left to go.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we were very naughty this week. There was a lot happening. Then groceries in bulk got the $130 that they're supposed to. The other $130 will come out next week. Transportation, $60 as budgeted, $75 for health as budgeted, $25 for home shopping as budgeted. We didn't go over budget on any of these other categories. $5 for birthdays, $40 for clothing and shoes, $15 for pet care, $250 for personal. So that's all as budgeted except for that pesky dining out. So that is a total of $929 for the subtotal, which is less than budgeted, but we still got a week to go. So budget remaining is $3,270. And then for my saving, all that I saved this time was $475 for insurance because that was the highest priority, and so I wanted to focus on that. I know that we're already over budget, so I didn't want to potentially mess up savings for the next week by putting that in, and then I'd have to mess with things and take things. I just didn't want to deal with it. So I'm not saving these two this week. So that is a subtotal of $475 for saving, which is less than budgeted. But of course, that's because I knew we're already over budget and I just don't want to mess with it. Leaves us with $2,795. And then we go down to savings spent, which is a huge amount.
$2,216.
Yep. $2,216 for personal loan.
But it's done now.
And yep. So that is another debt down. Now, as of when this was paid off, that means we only have WIN's student loans, except for the highest interest. The highest interest is paid off. So most of WIN's student loans are still there, and one collections account is still there. But that's it. That's it.
Yep.
Most of the number of his debts are mostly paid off. The bulk of the money is not, but that's okay.
And to be clear, you can't see it here, but that one collection is only, there's not that much left, but I was real polite and I talked out a deal where they stopped interest on it completely as long as I keep paying $50 a month. So we're just going to keep riding that and deal with our other finances.
Yep. Because we are going in the snowball method, not the snowball method, the avalanche method, which is highest interest to lowest interest, except for the things that are actually due quickly. So personal loan was actually due this month, so it had to be paid, even though there was no interest on it. We just got the amount. Yeah, we just got the amount wrong. That's why it was more than we initially budgeted. But there was no interest on it, but it was due, so we had to pay it now. And then Kid Gifts got the $47. Well, $47 was taken out of Kids Gifts for the contribution for the purchases that we made in preparation for the twins' birthday. And so I know we're being real vague about that, but that is because we found out that the kids, apparently at their mom's house, are not limited to using YouTube Kids. So they have actually watched some of our videos already, and we don't want to ruin the surprise. So,
yep.
So yeah, we're not going to say. And then that is a subtotal of $2,263 for savings spent. Leaves us with $532, which is not a lot, y'all. It's not a lot to get through the whole next week, considering how much we've already spent. I don't feel very
excited.
Well, not excited, but I don't feel great about how well we'll do next week because we're already over budget and dining out, and we still have more savings to do and a couple more bills to go. So I don't know.
That's okay. I can make do on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and dinner mints.
Oh my goodness. We're not gonna cut our grocery budget this week. That's okay. But it's gonna be real tight. It's gonna be kind of a struggle, and I'm probably not going to be saving all of this, which is kind of a bummer, but we'll do what we have to do. Anything else you want to say?
That as much as we had to shell out, it still worked because budget beats broke every time.
Yep. And never forget that you deserve financial stability. And I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.